Personal story segment tonight. As you may know, I told Chris Wallace that Governor Tim Pawlenty was vanilla and must get more exciting if he wants to gain momentum in the presidential sweepstakes, whereupon Mr. Pawlenty quipped his bill playing the race card a good line. Governor joins us now from Richmond, Virginia. First of all, Governor, you know I was just trying to give you good advice, right?
Bill, what is the best-selling flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla.
And why is that?
Because it's boring.
No, because people
predictable.
Get a steady,
people know what they're getting.
Outcome. They know what they're getting. Come on,
you know
man.
what I'm talking about. It's a big field. There are a lot of flamboyant people in the field. Herman Cain, Ron Paul. There's an established guy, Romney. And you're coming out of nowhere in the sense of a national platform. I just thought you needed to be a little bit more showy. But you said it very well. You said, that's not my personality. I'm a stable guy, and I do it my way, like Frank Sinatra once sang. I got no beef with that. Now, you heard President Obama basically say that he has control of the Afghan situation, that what he's doing is a methodical disengagement that the American people want. Do you support it?
Bill, I thought his speech tonight was deeply concerning, and look how he phrased the outcome of this war. He said we need to end the war, quote unquote, responsibly. When America goes to war, America needs to win. We need to close out the war successfully. And what that means now is not nation building. What it means is to follow General Petraeus's advice and to get those security forces built up to the point where they can pick up the slack as we draw down.
Would you put
in Afghanistan.
If you were elected president, would you put more military people in there?
I supported the surge, and I would have supported it even at a higher level as General McChrystal originally recommended. And I supported President Obama's decision to surge it even at the level that he did. But it shows you a window in his thinking. On the very night that he announced the surge, he also quickly announced the deadline for withdrawal to placate the left wing of his party.
And that was a tactical mistake. I think most people agree. Now, I don't know whether...
But Bill, he's doing it again. He's doing it again tonight. He's saying
but why is
we're
he
going to have
doing
30,000...
That's my question. Is he doing it? Is he doing it because he sincerely believes, as 56% of the American people do, we got to get the heck out of there? All right, because all the polls show majority of people want out of there. Does he sincerely believe that, or is he doing it to play to his base to get votes for his reelection campaign?
The latter. I've been there 3 times. Last fall or late last summer, I met with General Petraeus. He said, look, we've stalled out the insurgency. We need about 2 years to get this thing to the point of security, stability, and we can draw down the troops responsibly. And I think that's what he told the president. And now you have the president saying to General David Petraeus, I think the smartest and most insightful guy in this debate, saying, you know what, I know better, and I'm going to put artificial timelines even within the next year and a half. This decision should be based on conditions on the ground and success, not some vague notions of a responsible wind down and then jumping over what the real mission is now, which is stabilizing the security of that country.
How do you sell your point of view to a very skeptical American public? You heard Colonel Hunt at the top of the program say, listen, even after 10 years, we only have about 10% of the Afghan provinces under control. We have a corrupt guy running Afghanistan, Karzai. Or by all accounts, this guy is a nasty piece of work, okay? So he can't even rally his own people, Karzai. They hate him, all right? So how do you sell, after 10 years, a $500 billion investment, we got 1,500 dead, thousands more maimed in Afghanistan. How do you sell that to the American public who says we've had enough?
Well, 2 things. Keep in mind where most of the people are in Afghanistan, and you know from your trip there,
I know
Kabul,
right.
Kandahar, and a few others. So you can't
said
count
that to the colonel.
provinces.
You can't pacify the whole country, no matter how many troops you had in there. And Tamerlane found that out. But
that's right.
It's going to be a tough sell, Governor.
You could have swung those surge troops from the south, where great progress was made, now to the east, to the hinge to Pakistan, and it would have been a good next move. But here's how you sell it. We've been there 10 years. Everybody knows we were there for justified reasons, but now we had so much money, so much treasure, so much sacrifice, so much blood, so much loss of life to leave now when we're so close to a successful completion of what I described earlier. Hopefully,
right.
I think is a grave mistake, and it not only honors that, dishonors that commitment that people have made. In my view.
I tend to agree with you, and I've said this 3 times now. I would follow General Petraeus' recommendation if I were the President of the United States. Now, finally, did you notice that the President snuck in the clean energy resources deal? And where did that come from? It just comes out of nowhere. It goes, like that clean energy stuff. And I think we all want clean energy, but what's it doing in a speech about Afghanistan? He's obsessed with it.
It goes back to the political point, Bill. And then he throws in this idea that Libya and an international approach is the centralized way forward for us. If he would have acted promptly and decisively in Libya, he's the one who's now created the vital interest in Libya, which is if you leave Muammar Gaddafi sit there and become a renewed terrorist, guess who his #1 target's going to be as he thumbs his nose at the United States of America? You can't let Gaddafi stay now, and it's President Obama who's created the new and different vital interest in Libya, which is you can't let Gaddafi stay there now.
All right. All right, Governor, always a pleasure. When you come to New York, give me some advance notice. I'll take you to Carvel. Okay, I used to work there. They love me. We'll get you the vanilla, but we'll put some hot fudge on it. Put some hot fudge on Sunday.
I'm not running for clown-in-chief or entertainer-in-chief. If you want that, you go to Vegas or Broadway.
But I'm
if you want the
buying
country
there. Come on, you got to have a little leisure time. All right,
I'm taking you up on it.
Okay, nice to see you. Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along this evening. Dennis